Rather than sitting in class and just learning sort of the core curriculum that we all learned, right? Having these workshops where you're learning the life skills, right, that are going to be really valuable, right, outside of the classroom. That's what we get to spend 4 hours a day on, right? Giving the kids the time back to work on this.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about scaling there's been lots of educational
how do
reform.
you scale this?
The problem with educational reform is if you keep it where the kid has to sit in class for 6 hours and homework, there's no time to do anything else. There's just no time. And you always try to say, when we read those life skills, there's lots of schools that are like, oh, how do I put that in? But there's just no time. And so that's the core part. When we look at scaling this, we have a few different ones, but one is by making it tech-enabled, right? Mm-hmm. You do have scale. This software, right, is going to go out to 1 billion kids, and it is going to be able to teach them what you'd learn in class 10 times faster, right? If they engage and motivate, which is a different topic, we can talk about how we're doing that, right. It will educate them much, much faster.
But I want to challenge you a little bit because in a way, the AI piece is the easiest to scale.
100%.
The rest of it, which is the one-on-one tutoring and the guide, that's really hard to scale. And for now, I know you're expanding very rapidly as a model, but for now, it's a private school system. How do you make this more accessible?
Yeah, so one of the things, and if we want to be spicy in the talk, I'll say one of the...
We can be spicy.
Great. One of the things back to scale when we look at education, what are some of the beliefs of education that you need to break if you want to scale? The first is teacher in front of a classroom. Teachers are great. Teacher in front of the classroom is the worst way to teach kids. The second one is selection effects, right? In education, selection effects are considered an insult, that it's bad. There's a view that if you can't serve all kids, no matter what, on day one, you should serve nobody, right? And if you talk about Alpha, right, we're a high-end private school, the number one criticism is selection effects. Mm-hmm. We look at the world completely differently, which is we believe selection effects are the power to get to scale. And so our motto is select, but don't fail the kids. And so, for example, we're opening next year a sports academy. So it's going to be $15,000, so dramatically cheaper pricing with the vouchers in Texas. It'll be Texas Sports Academy. It'll be a $400 parent pay, right? $400 a month, so dramatically cheaper. But it will only select for kids who love sports, right? And because they love sports, we can design the day where they're going to love the day. And as part of that, they will engage in the 2 hours in the apps, right? And then play sports in the afternoon.
Well, what I love about this is you're bringing a very business mindset to how we're building this because, as you know, there's a lot of founders in the room. We always apply this product market fit. We're not going to be a product for everybody in the world, but being clear on your audience and your target market.
Nobody would get funded if you said, I will not ship until it works for everybody at every price point globally. Right? But that is usually a requirement if you're in education. It also goes, if you want another spicy one, that is, and a lot of that comes because most of education is driven by nonprofit, right? And we have another phrase, which is nonprofit is non-scalable. And so if you're trying to scale, you have to break that, which is the problem with nonprofit is the better and more successful you are, the faster you run out of your donations, right? Yeah. The number of very successful charter schools, when you talk to them, have great academic outcomes, kids love it, they have a 3,000 person wait list. And you're like, well, why don't you open a new campus? They're like, I'm waiting for a $40 million donation.